on Cal, kind of a return to form for him this week. And I know he's a pitch to contact guy, but how pleased with you with his bounce back this week?
Great. I mean, I expected it. I mean, he last week was a little abnormal. He had good slider early today. I think that was the key. He always has his fastball, and actually threw some really nice changeups. He just didn't like them. So nice to see him bounce back though.
Tanner?
We'll knock out 2 games in 1 with this one. Dylan Cutt today drove in some key runs in both games. How good is it to see him kind of coming along at the plate with that defense?
It's great. That hit at the end there was huge. Actually, the first one was too. 2 really big swings, and just the first 2 weeks of the season, poor kid gets off to a tough start. The team really isn't hitting, and it puts a little more pressure on you. He's a good player. He's one of the better freshmen in the country, and I think you'll see a lot more of that as time comes.
Coach, following up on Cal, he pitched very well game 1, kind of struggled a little bit game 2. Can you kind of go through the review process and the coaching process that takes place when you're trying to get game 3 look more like game 1 than game 2?
Well, in game 2, he didn't have his off speed, and so I think it was 6 or 7 0-2, 1-2 hits, and couldn't put anybody away. So I think you saw him early in this game really try to establish his breaking stuff. I think he threw one bad one early, hit a guy. But there were some really good sliders in there, and like I said to those lefties, he threw some nice changeups. I think that was the biggest key between the 2.
Steve? 3 quality starts on the weekend. How pleased with you with their preparation and Coach Parker's game plan?
Great, especially 2 of them were on short rest. I think Drangelo and Nate. I mean, not to take away anything from Cal, but being on short rest and coming back, and they took the ball for a while. I mean, Drangelo, his pitch count's a little different because we get some left-handers in there, so we're, trying to keep that right-handed, up under 100. But the thing about Drangelo, it's better in the 6th than it is in the 1st. I mean, it's just, and he's always been like that. But you're seeing him really grow right now. He's just been really good.
Talk about the hitting today, Coach. It was just not to break all down the order, but you got the big hits we needed.
We did. I thought we were much better in the first game, obviously, and then I don't know. Coming out of that doubleheader, do we need to? I wrote a note. Do we need to hit a little bit? Do we need to hit some soft toss? Do we need to hit a velo machine? Do we need to do something? Because we came out pretty flat there offensively. Their guy was good, early. Fastballs in, and it really shook us up a little bit. But we got to be better coming out of the back end of the doubleheader. I like how we finished it. That was the challenge to them in the middle innings is, finish the day.
Tanner?
Coach, you get the sweep tonight as opposed to 2-1 like the previous one. How much of a difference does that make kind of in the locker room when you can take all 3?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it's, we feel like we've got a little hiccup here and there, and you're trying to play consistent baseball, bring a consistent product. I thought we played pretty good defense today. We had the one goof up in the first game, with the relay, and we'll learn from that. But I thought they, putting a consistent product out there is the key, and getting the big hit from Cup. 2 weeks ago we didn't get the big hit late, and keep the game close. We've been able to kind of, expand a little bit.
Steve? Tyson Harden spending time's kind of up and down, but pretty nasty out there tonight with that sinker action. What was your impression of him?
Tyson Harden from last year to this year is a totally different pitcher. It's sinker, it's cutter, it's slider, it's and that sinker, that last pitch of the game, that's a big league pitch. He ran that ball up underneath that left-hander, brought it back at 95. We need him. That's what we've been talking. We got some guys in there that probably haven't pitched up to their abilities in the first couple weeks of the season, but him and Kobe Holcomb and some Carson Liggett, these are guys who are talented, really talented. So we need to get those guys going.
Alex?
Coach, it seemed like situational hitting today was really, really big for you guys. You guys had a lot of success. I know as Danny talked about, but can you just kind of talk through the game plan today of that? Your thoughts on how these guys were able to execute some of these big situations overall.
Well, we've talked a lot about it. 2-out hitting, trying to expand the game just by running a time. If we can get it, the way we can pitch, and we can get it to 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, just take the runner from third, or even Johnny Long's bunt today. Getting a good bunt down and making some things happen and being able to do some different things. I think it's something we're working on a lot in practice right now.
Coach Bradley Lofton has come back and pitched some. how are things looking for Tuesday night, and is there anybody else that we can expect to maybe come in the next week or so?
I'm not sure about that, and I'm not sure who's throwing Tuesday night. I'm gonna leave that up to Coach Parker. We'll talk about it for a good bit. We got to assess all our arms and see where we're at, but we'll try to figure out who we got ready for Tuesday. Steve.
Nolan Stevens and Lou Dodson both gave us some big innings today, but specifically with Luke, it seemed like he kind of pitched himself into trouble, but then made some really big pitches to get out of it.
He did. It was good to see. His first time or two out there has been pretty easy, so he had to fight and compete a little bit today, and he was really able to grasp it and get it, and make some quality. Second inning I thought was a lot better than first, but he made some quality pitches out there. He's going to be really good. And Nolan Stevens too. I thought that was Nolan Stevens' best inning of the year. Just had his breaking ball. They're both really talented.
All right,
Thank you all. Have a good